All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up is brought to you by our friends at Cosequin. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sermon on the Mount, headquartered in Ransom Wind Ranch in Anadarko, Oklahoma. Please welcome Dr. Lou Sterrett and the Sermon on the Mount.
Coming to us all the way from Anadarko, Oklahoma, Dr. Lou Sterrett and team with Sermon on the Mount and Leaders by Heart. Their presence here tonight is made possible first by Nutramax Laboratories, an international organization headquartered in Lancaster, South Carolina. They're makers of Cosequin and the highest quality health supplements for humans, dogs, and especially horses. Also, Weaver Leather, located right here in Millersburg, Ohio, the #1 source for leather supplies and fabric among numerous other products. Did you ever wonder if there really was a plan for your life, even an eternal purpose for your existence? What about a pattern for healthy development for your person, your relationships, even your horse? Not only is there a divine plan, but there is one that can be easily illustrated by the training of a horse. From the onset in 1974, Lou began to learn the biblical truths and principles that would both shape his life, his training, and take him throughout the United States and into 17 other nations, working with all breeds from Mustangs, even Marsh Techies in America, Mongol horses in Mongolia, Brumbies in Australia, Pasafinos in Guatemala, and everything in between. Lou has been teaching and illustrating these concepts and stages that take a horse from the catch pen to the round pen, to the practice pen, and to the show pen, with a wide variety of people groups ranging from horsemen to politicians, from universities to businessmen, from athletes to churches, even prisons and detention facilities. This life message has been well received by young and old alike for nearly 50 years, with 150 presentations annually. Tonight we are doing a simple drill that represents 4 phases of leader development. This biblical blueprint represents the pattern that God took such leaders as Moses, Jacob, Israel, even Jesus Christ through in their lifetime, and includes the 4 stages from Egypt to the wilderness, to the Jordan, even to Canaan, the promised land. Riding tonight in lead position are Cammie Tabor on Bug, Renee Wyant on Tom, Lou Sterrett on Handsome, Charlie Wyant on Silas, Tucker Wyant on Jerry, and Bailey Troup on Alba. The first of these formations is a box that represents the concept of boundaries. Although none of us like rules or limitations, the truth of the matter is that you cannot train a horse without a fence. Neither can a life be fruitful without structure and discipline. In all of creation, we see boundaries in the solar and stellar systems, between land and water, and again in the animal territories. Even God himself puts himself in boundaries by saying that he cannot lie, he cannot change, and he cannot be unholy. The concept here isn't limitations, but abundance. Our mantra is fences forward. From one nation, God has made every nation and mankind, having determined their appointed times and the boundaries of their habitations, that they should seek him and find him, though he is not far from any man. For in him we live and move and have our being. From catching horses in box canyons to training the horses with 4 aids, we see the results of helping a horse go from the herd to the trainer for a higher purpose. If we don't find freedom in fences, we are likely to never know freedom. From the catch pen, we journey to the round pen, where we are meant to grow in wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. This is the stage in which we become aware of the 2 levels by which we can be directed and for which we must give an account, known as vertical and lateral. From the onset, a horseman learns to disengage both shoulders and hips to help the horse move forward quietly. When a horse learns to yield laterally, it not only increases his athletic and mental ability, but it creates softness. Action and attitude decisions are the result of brokenness, which cause the horse to grow in confidence and trust. Like the purpose of the wilderness for Israel, the horse must yield his body or temple. He must learn to wait on the trainer's direction or timing, and he must learn to trust the trainer for security. Otherwise, he really isn't ready to leave the round pen. Just as many horses don't progress far beyond this level, so it is also true that people don't leave the wilderness. First, boundaries, then brokenness, and now comes blessing. The next stage for Israel's journey and leadership development we refer to as the practice pen. Remember the four: catch pen, round pen, practice pen, and show pen. The practice pen is where humans and horses spend the majority of their lives, in thousands of hours and thousands of repetitions. We often say that the Bible is as much about perspiration as inspiration, but not working for salvation, but from salvation. It is just as a horse is not working to be purchased, but working from purchase for his owner. It is the stage referred to as blessing, where mediocrity is honed into excellence primarily through one issue, and that issue is the kind of decisions that the horse makes. The evidence that a person or horse is blessed is that they are empowered to make precise decisions that glorify their master. There really is only one choice in life, as the Creator gave us only two options: light and darkness, truth or lie, righteousness or wickedness, obedience or disobedience, etc. We in the horse world know the power of simplicity and the immediate association of cause and effect. That which gets rewarded gets repeated, for better or for worse. Our welfare and the welfare of others depends primarily upon the choices we make, just as it does for the horse. All decisions are three-dimensional. In executing a canter depart, the horse hones in on 3 points of reference: the rein aid, seat and leg aids, and the touch of the spur, to perform a canter on a correct lead in one stride. The Bible says, "But solid food is for the mature, who because of practice have their senses trained to discern good and evil." Turning raw talent into powerful passion requires work. Hebrews goes on and tells us that all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful but sorrowful. Yet, to those who are trained by it, afterwards it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Having accepted the boundaries of the trainer and benefited from the brokenness, these horses can now execute lateral and vertical decisions, both of accuracy and softness, which we refer to as action and attitude, and are thus characterized as horses that are mature, trustworthy, and predictable in nature. But speaking the truth in love, we are to grow up in Him who is the head, even Christ. The visible evidence of this maturity is that they can effectively and consistently transform their selfish and immature reactions into noble and wise responses. We call this the blessing. Of course, there are many and varied expressions of a horse's maturity and the oneness of horse and rider reflected in the many and varied disciplines and options available to us in the world of horses. Tonight's demonstration is just a simple depiction of the stages of horse and rider development. Regardless of breed, gender, or discipline, we all can appreciate the beauty of a truly mature horse who serves cheerfully and willingly. We refer to this stage as boldness, as it reflects the quiet strength and confidence shared by both horse and rider when they are at liberty to passionately perform all that they have been prepared to present. The show pen really is not about ego or self, but about a platform and an opportunity to attract and to engage and to empower others to living a life with freedom, excellence, and achievement in service to others. We are at liberty to forgive. We are at liberty to learn. We are at liberty to serve. And we are at liberty to love. We are freed from the enslavements of lust, rebellion, anger, quitting, and other irresponsible and foolish behaviors. The evidence of a horse's true beliefs shines forth in the ethics of his performance and attitude. Love does no wrong to his neighbor. Therefore, love fulfills the law of Christ. It bears witness of the trainer's patient and persistent investments in the horse. It is the fruit of servant leadership. It is an illustration of God's calling and noble purpose for all of us to consider. There has never been a more significant time in history than today for us to ponder and practice this high calling. There has never been a more urgent hour in American history than today for for us to take up the banner that our forefathers established in America to honor God and to call all men to live holy lives. It's about a better relationship, not a bigger bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about it once again for Dr. Lou Sterrett, brought to you from Colt.